Hi everybody, this is Gracie. Welcome back to our Dig Data tutorial video series. This is video 2 where I will be showing you how to access and download some spatial data from a couple different places online. And so you can follow along again in the Dig It data tutorial worksheet, which is linked in the description of this video. So we're going to be jumping around in the tutorial worksheet a little bit. I want us all to navigate to data source 5, which has a header that says Santa Cruz County GIS files. And so the first thing we're going to be doing is learning how to use our local government portal to find geospatial data and maps that we can use in our projects. And so first we're going to want to click on this link that will take us to the county portal. And so once we land on the portal, we can see that they have a bunch of different resources. So they have apps that they've already made that we can explore, published maps that we can use to look at the analysis the county has done. And then the last thing they have is the actual raw data that the county collects and publishes for free for us to use. And so for this exercise, we're going to practice getting the raw data. So we're going to click on the Data tab here on the landing page. Once we get to the county GIS download site, we'll want to scroll till we get to this menu that says Data Download Site, and then on the left-hand side there's a menu with a bunch of different data topics that the county collects and publishes. And so you can feel free to explore all of these and see if anything is relevant for you in your project. But for this exercise, we're going to take a look at water resources. So that's the very last option in this menu. I want us to click on water resources first. That will then take us to this kind of search results page where we can see all the different data sets that fall under this category. And so what I want us to do is scroll until we find one that says watersheds. And then to view the data layer, we're going to click on this link and it'll take us to a summary page about this data set. And so on the right hand side you can see the watershed boundaries shown here on the map, each one labeled with the relevant name. And then on the left hand side there is a summary explaining the watershed coding and how they put this map together. And so we can see when this was last updated and any licenses you might need to use the data in the details section. If you want to see even more, you can click on full details, but for now what we're going to do is practice just downloading this data. And so we're going to click on this download button right underneath the view full details button. And so once we click on that, it gives us several download options, and this is where kind of your end use would dictate which one you want to use. So, for example, if I was going to use this with CodeApp, I would want to download it as a GeoJSON file and click that button. If I was going to use it in ArcMaps Online or the ArcGIS desktop version, I would want to download it as a shapefile. If I was going to use it in Google Earth, I would click the KML file. For this exercise, I'm going to download the KML so we can just quickly open it in Google Earth and you can see what it would look like after you download the data and open it in a different program. So I will click this little download button underneath KML and it will start the download process and be saved to my system's download folder. Okay, so now I have my Google Earth app open. And what I'm going to do is load in the Santa Cruz County watershed file that we just downloaded from the portal. And so in Google Earth we can drag and drop. So I'm going to go to my downloads folder and drag the KMZ file on top of my map. So I'm going to drop it there. And you can see as we zoom in that it has now overlaid this map into the correct geographic location in Santa Cruz. And so we can see the watershed outlines and how they align with the topography of the county. And so now that we have shown how to download the data to our computer, open it in a different app, we're going to go back to the Santa Cruz County data page and look at how we might use some of that data in ArcGIS Online, natively on the web. Okay, so now I am back at my watersheds page, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the portal, and instead of clicking download to get the file itself, I'm going to click this button at the bottom that says I want to use this. So I'll click that arrow next to it, and it'll pull up a bunch of different options for us to use this. Since it is already published with ArcGIS Online, we can then integrate it into any other Esri resource that we might be doing, whether it's a map on ArcGIS Online or if we want to add it directly to a story map. And so for this exercise, we're going to just click Create a Map. So I'm going to click the drop-down button next to Create a Map, and then I'm going to click on the ArcGIS Map Viewer. And that will take me to a new page which has opened up our watersheds map in the ArcGIS Online Map Viewer tool, which allows us to zoom in, examine things, click on the different watersheds, and explore the data a little further. And so in the Esri Online tool, we can change what is called the symbology of the map to make it a little bit easier for us to see. So for example, we have these polygons outlining each watershed, but for me it makes it a little bit easier to see the different shapes if we fill them in rather than just having this blue border outside of them. What we want to do to change the symbology is look at this right-hand side toolbar where it says Properties. If we look at the farthest right toolbar, we'll see something that says Styles, and it has some shapes as the icon. We'll want to click that. And that will take us to the Styles pane, which allows us to customize how our map looks. And so we're going to leave this number 1 section alone. We'll go down to the number 2 section, and we'll click Style Options under Location Single Symbol. Here we can see that our current symbol style is this blue outline. To change that, I'm going to click the little pencil edit button next to it. And so after we've clicked the little pencil, it will open up this symbol style menu. And we can see here we have our outline color is blue. And the fill color is currently nothing, which is indicated by the red slash over a white background. And so to fill these in, I can click the edit button next to it, and that'll bring up a little color menu for us to choose. And so I'm just gonna make this kind of a darkish blue color. And you can see as I change that color in the menu, our map will be updated accordingly. So to finalize that change, I'm going to click Done, exit this, click Done again in the Styles pane, and then we can look at our map. And we can see that it might be a little bit easier to identify the boundaries between each watershed now that we have them filled in. And so now we have kind of finished our exploratory moment with the data where we figure out how to download it, open it in Google Earth, figure out how to move it into ArcGIS Online if we want to. We're going to pick back up with ArcGIS Online later in this video series. So yeah, just sit tight with this, and I will see you back at the next video.